mak ni.
Kamu ni.
Kau ni.
Melaka is a very unique, you did this later, yes, it's a very unique syndrome. It happens in certain pockets of area. It happens in Malaysia, it happens in certain parts of Indonesia as well, but never elsewhere. It's a group event, it's not an individual event. It tends to be contagious, like an infection. So one person gets it, another person gets it. And there's a combined, we call it combined hysteria. So it happens and then after it stops. It is an illness. We call it culture-bound phenomena. It only happens in certain places. Exactly why it happens in certain places, we don't know.
People tend to dance, jump, use offensive, indecent, filthy words, emulate the people around, and so forth when they melatah. Yes, it is entertaining, but bear in mind, it is also an illness. Ironically, many who think melatah often occurs in women aged 50 and over, while in fact, melatah may also occur in young people regardless of gender. So we approach youth who are bound to this syndrome to find out how they cope with this illness.
I start melatah sebenarnya semenjak tingkatan 1 lagi, di mana saya kalau start di mana saya start melatah sebab saya kacau seorang kakak tu memang teruk sama melatah. Sebelum asalnya saya tak melatah, lepas tu saya kacau kakak tu, terus saya jadi melatah sebab kakak tu sangat teruk melatah. Then daripada situ saya kacau kakak tu cakap kau kacau lah kakak melatah, nanti kau melatah. Then saya cakap takkan melatah punya. Then tiba saya realise satu hari tu ada benda jatuh. Then masa saya melatah memang teruk sampai bersilat bagai apa semua, something macam tu.
Start melatah time form 4. Okay, time tu sebab satu kelas, the whole class is melatah tau. Kita orang satu group ni tak melatah, but kita orang suka kacau orang melatah, then kacau, and then nanti orang tu cakap kau akan melatah nanti, kau jaga, kau siap kau akan melatah. So tiba-tiba and orang tu balas balik kat kita orang, then orang tu kacau balik lah. So then realise yang kita orang dah melatah.
I think there's some shared beliefs and thoughts that run together. We live like close community like a hostel, right? So you think you say something to another person and goes on to it. Finally, everyone knows the same thoughts, concepts, fear. So whether it's a genetic hereditary, we don't think so. But we say it can run in families, but we do not think it's a genetic problem. People of Melaka, for some reason, do not have very many injuries. There is for that reason, we think there is a subconscious mind, because the short-term effects would be just the social disruption at that moment. People do recover from it, and most people don't have a second attack. It's like I said, the fear is common. If something breaks, just follow the leader. So one starts screaming, everyone starts screaming. Usually there's a pattern. When we say brain, when we say brain, we don't mean the physical brain. They mean the mind. So we think the psychological stress that will induce it. But why it propagates, we don't know. So we don't have shared fear by everyone. So it must be something very basic. Very basic. Now, so sometimes people have been lucky to test people they're having this attack, or test them right after that. And they put some wires on the head. That's called EEG.
To gain better understanding of this syndrome, we were given an opportunity to observe how the EEG test is conducted. Here is Miss Pang, a technician that would be handling the health diagnostic. Procedures begins by measuring the patient's head, and the next 15 minutes is spent to fix wires from the heat box to the patient's head.
This is the heat box, and then we connect mostly 27 wire, most on the
head, and then some for the face. And then when we start, we can see the brain activity, everything's inside.
The patient will then be put to sleep for 20 minutes and the health diagnostic will begin after a patient wakes up.
Activity is different during sleep, during awake. Some abnormal things we call it is discharge lah in our term. It means something is not good in the brain. Sometimes it will come out when our brain relax. I mean it's during sleep lah. It will only come out during sleep. More frequent, more easy to see. Yeah. Sometimes patient only do awake. Let's say the report is normal, but we didn't do sleep, so we difficult to find out whether patient really is normal report or what. Sleep is better. You can see more complete lah.
The diagnostic is performed in the form of poking and shocking the patients to see how the patient's brain react to those actions.
Tadi cakap lagi je.
The hyperventilation belt will be strapped to the patient's lower torso to observe the patient's breathing pattern after several hyper-starting attempts. The EEG test will end with the photic stimulation to investigate anomalous brain activity triggered by specific visual stimuli such as flashing light or patterns. The results of the test, however, shows no abnormal activities of the brain while hyper-startling occurs.
Form 2 ke form 3 ada orang tu cakap ada nenek tua tu cakap, dia kata makan sirih bertemu urat. Lepas tu dah elok, dah makan, dah apa semua, benda tu memang efektif, tapi dia tak efektif lama tau. Maksudnya dia macam dia sekejap je.
Answer is no, we don't do it because most of it is a one-off phenomena. But we have to go back to the source of the problem. Sometimes there are many stressors. For instance, if you find that you cannot speak about certain things, and then this is one of the causes.
Some cultures are more fascinated and amused by the startle response than others, making people who are easily frightened objects of attention. So, let's hear what the public has to say about Melatah.
Satu yang bukan dibuat lah, dia original kan.
Tadi satu benda yang best untuk kita usik.
Dia merupakan satu penyakit mungkin yang berpunca daripada macam usikan.
Dia kadang-kadang semua jadi. So kita kena terima orang-orang yang Melatah. Tapi kalau boleh jangan selalu dikacau.
Orang Melatah lucu. Kita boleh suka mengusik.
Melatah ni dia datang dengan sendiri daripada tuan punya badan lah. Bukan kata dia Melatah ni dibuat-buat sengaja tidak. Dia tersendiri tau. Maksud tersendiri.
Kawan-kawan ada yang selalu Melatah.
My friend, my very best friend. Who said? Ada. Ramai lah.
Kawan-kawan lah, kebanyakannya kawan lah.
Saya juga mak. Ini penyakit mak kacau mak dah kena di sini.
Adalah feel macam tu lah.
So far tak adalah. Tak ramai lah.
Kadang-kadang kita akan saya juga nenek saya Melatah.
Suka lah sebab dia macam satu hiburan lah. Kalau macam kita nak lepak-lepak ke kan, boleh kacau-kacau dia orang kan.
Memang saya gemar. Tak langsung memang saya pun dah terkena sekarang ni. Tempias orang kata tempias.
Apa-apa je memang suka. Kadang-kadang perkataan-perkataan yang keluarkan tu kadang-kadang kita sampai terperangnyat tau. Kata yang ada pula kata dia.
Tengok orang juga. Tengok orang lah jenis kalau dia cuma macam apa buat lawak je boleh lah. Tapi kalau dia macam pegang objek ke tak berani lah nak kacau kan.
Saya tak suka sebab saya pun Melatah juga. Kalau boleh janganlah kacau orang Melatah.
Mengenai latah tu, I don't think it's funny lah kan. Bila latah tu salah kacau-kacau, sometimes dia ni boleh can be violent lah.
No, I don't really think so. Because I believe that once you do a person and you will get it back.
Yes. Okay, yes.
We're talking about the group now. We're not talking about the individual. So improve the social environment of that. So we think it's not the brain, it's the mind, and it's not conscious. Conscious means, for instance, subconscious. That means I'm sure we all had this subconscious feeling. Sometimes we go for exam, we feel our stomach not well, right? We know it's the exam. Why is it happening? We don't know. We know it's related to the exam. We're not doing it purposely. So it's a subconscious thing. Right? So that's how it works. So this is the worst spectrum of it, where you have physical motion, you lose our social structure. See how we are today, we are sitting and talking. It's our social structure. You break all the social boundaries. You start screaming, you start running, people taking off clothes, but they never harm other people. That's very unique. They never inflict. In the process of running, you knock people now. So it's very self-related.
Raya ke Air Fitri?
Selamat Raya. Adik rasa orang yang Melaka ni kelakar tak?
Kelakar?
Kelakar. Selalu kalau Melaka dia buat kacau dia, mak dia buat macam mana?
Saya
apa tu? Cocok ke?
Ha?
Cocok je ke? Getik dia.
Getik
dia. Okey, dah.
Terima kasih.
Ewa.